welcome back to the channel. Right, we've got another coaching one. We're in a bunker. We're here at the Shire, London, and we've got 3 different distances. So what we're going to do is try and give you a simple way in which you can control the distance the ball flies without overcomplicating the situation. So there's 2 ways I would do this. First way, the simplest way, is to use different clubs with the same amount of face open and the same swing. That would be my first preferred choice. We're not going to talk through that today. So for example, if my 58 degree was close to the green, it was a bit further back, I would probably just use 54 and do the exact same thing. And then I would go sometimes as much up to a pitching wedge or a 9-iron if it's 50 or 60 yards away. So that is the first point of call. But we're going to talk about using the same club today, and without trying to get too complicated, how we can control the distances. So firstly, we go to the one nearest this pin. This is pretty much a straightforward splash shot, right? So I always try and imagine if the leading edge of the golf club at this point is pointing at 12, when I get around the greens, I kind of point it on the splash shot to 2 o'clock. So this would be 1 and this would be 2. So what I would do is I would turn it to 2 o'clock and then I would grip the golf club. From there, I would play, because this is nice soft sand and I know the club's going to cut through it nicely, I don't need to do anything funky. I'm going to aim dead straight with my body, ball forward. I'm going to go nice and wide, centre of gravity low. I've done videos on this before, so you can look at bunker setups. And what I'm going to probably do, for me, from this kind of shot, is I'm going to feel like I swing rib height to rib height. And I'm just going to focus on good tempo. So let's just try and make that swing happen. Nice and smooth. We're going to feel rib to rib, no more than that, and we're just going to puff it out. Rib, rib. All right, very simple splash shot. Go on then. Right on cue, lovely. Now, imagine if I get a little bit further back. Now, this isn't crazy further back, but it's a little bit further back, and now I've got more bunker to carry. What a lot of people do is they panic in this situation. Again, the simplest thing to do would be to do the exact same thing, rib to rib. I wouldn't change my swing with a 54. But say you decide, you know, and there's an instance where there's a lip or whatever, and you have to get the ball as high. I would very simply, instead of turning it to 2 o'clock, turn it to 1. So basic, right? So on this one, I'm going to turn it to 1 o'clock. And this is no groundbreaking information. I'm not saying I'm reinventing the wheel here, but this is just to remind you it's not as complicated as people make it out. Ball is still forward, sitting down. I'll only go until 1 o'clock here now. And you'll see this, I'm going to try and do the exact same swing. So I'm going to go to my rib, and I'm going to focus on my tempo, and just let it happen. Rib, rib. Ball goes further in the air, runs out. Simple. I'm not doing anything crazy. And notice how I'm not like accelerating through the sand. When the sand is soft, we can just allow the club and gravity as we release it just to push that ball out. Remember, we're not hitting the ball, we're just splashing into the sand, and that sand is pushing the ball out for us. Now we'll go over here. It's a bit of a walk, and we've got to avoid these 2 gentlemen. I don't want to hurt you. But now we've got a bit of a longer one. Okay, so now we're looking at, you know, probably another 10 yards or so. So you've got 2 options from here. You could either go to 1 o'clock and instead of swinging to your rib, swing to your chest. Or you could play it with a slightly squarer face. Now, I don't like to square the face up in bunkers unless I'm in a fairway bunker, because for me, then it risks digging that leading edge down and knifing it or digging in too deep and fatting the ball. So what I would do from this distance is very simply do the exact same thing. I'm going to touch the sand, and I'm not meant to, just to show you. So instead of square, turn it to 1. Ball, exactly the same position. Center of gravity, the exact same. Tempo, the exact same. And I'm going to go chest to chest. Okay, so I'm going to stay on my left. Tempo is going to be the same. We're going to go chest this time, chest this time. The ball's going to pop out. I mean, they are 3 bunker shots I would bite your hand off for. I've just talked you through them. It's that simple. Tempo has to be important. Setup has to be important, but don't overcomplicate things when you don't need to. Hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next one.